Linear inequality systems graphically. Number 1, solve the following system of inequalities graphically on the set of axes below. State the coordinates of a point in the solution set. So I'm going to use red for this top inequality, and then I will use blue to represent this inequality underneath it, just to kind of keep our information organized. For the red one, y has been isolated on the left, and we have a less than symbol. What that means for this is going to be dashed, and it will be below. My m, or the number in front of x, is 1, so I will write m is equal to 1, and I'll make it a fraction by putting it over 1. My b value is this -4 here, so I'm going to put b is equal to -4. So from -4, I will begin here, and then I will go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, as many times as the graph paper will allow me to put. Going back to the y-intercept, now in reverse would be down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left time, as many times as we can accommodate on the graph. Again, it is a dashed line, so I'm just going to leave it with those dots right there. If you wanted to put kind of a dot in between to emphasize that it is dashed, just don't make it a solid line, because it clearly has to be dashed. This means that any values found on the line will actually not be part of our solution set. And then let's see, I'm going to shade, it says dashed and then below, and I know this is kind of just quick, but that's the region that we're talking about. We're shading below. Switching over to blue now, a y is isolated, and we have a greater than or equal to. So that is going to be a solid line, because it has a solid line, and then it'll be above. If it's greater, it's above. My m, which is the value right here in front of x, is -1/5. My b value is found to the right of x, which is 2. So I'll begin graphing at +2. And then I'll go down 1, right 5. Down 1, right 5. The reverse from the y-intercept would be up 1, left 5. Up 1, and then left 5. It is a solid line, so I'm going to grab my line feature, and through those points I will draw a solid line. Going back to my blue marker, it is going to be above, and so it's going to be this area. So our solution set, and I want to emphasize this, and this is where I'm going to grab the highlighter. Our solution set is where we have both red and blue, so it's going to be this area that's listed over here. So now we have to pick any ordered pair. But before we do that, a common misconception is when you graph systems of inequalities, it is not the point where the lines cross like we did with equations. And specifically, I want to point this one out. Notice that we have a solid line, like with an equation, but now we have a dashed line. So the intersection right here, if we had chosen the ordered pair 5, +1, that would only be true for the blue inequality because it has a solid line, but it would not be true for the red. So the safest thing that I've always encouraged students for a long time is choose a point that's clearly not near the lines, and I'm going to emphasize this point. So this point would be 8, 2. And I think 8, 2 is a really good value. Remember, this is x and then y. This would be a great solution, but in fact, there's actually many more. You can choose any of those. But again, I would just avoid picking a point where the lines cross, because when you have a dashed line, it's not included. So there's one. All right, let's go ahead and let's do the same thing in graph number 2. I'm going to be using red to represent the top inequality. Y is isolated, so now we have a less than or equal to. What that means is this is going to be solid, and because it's less than, it's going to be below. The m, or the value in front of x, that's my coefficient, is 1/2, which is positive. My b value found to the right of x is -4, so I'll begin graphing it at -4, and then I will go up 1, right 2, 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 as many times as the graph will allow. Going back to the y-intercept in reverse will be down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2. But we do need to go back and do two things. It is a solid line, so I am going to go ahead and change this to a solid line because it does have the equal to underneath of it. And then we need to go ahead and shade below. So below this region is going to be that area right there. Okay, switching over to blue for this inequality underneath. First thing I'd like to point out is that y is isolated and we have a greater than symbol. And what that means is this is going to be a dashed line. In other words, if it doesn't have a solid line, it's not a solid line, which means it's dashed. But then it's going to be above because it's greater. Okay, the m, or the value in front here, I can make that a -1. So my slope is -1 over 1. And then my b value is -1. So I'm going to start below the x-axis right here. I'm going to put a dot on -1, and then I'm going to go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. And I'll keep going down 1, right 1 as many times as I can. In reverse would be up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. Again, as many times as the graph will accommodate. I guess I could put some dashes in between just to emphasize that it's dashed. You wouldn't have to do this, or at least in Delta Math it'll be much easier than this when we're filling it out for notes. But here we go, almost done. So here's our dashed line, and it is going to be above, so the area we're concerned about is above that line. And similarly, I'm going to go ahead and grab the highlighter. The double shaded region where it's red and blue is going to be this section over here. So any point over here. Similarly, in the first example, I would not, I repeat, not pick a point where the lines cross each other, because one is a solid line and one's dashed. That means that the point here only works for the red line, not the blue. So I'm going to clearly choose a region that's kind of away from the lines, and clearly this one definitely works for here. So that's going to be an x value of 4 and then a y value of 3. So a point that I could record would be 4, -3. But again, there are many other points. All right, let's keep going. Let's do example 3 and 4. Using red for the top inequality, y is isolated, so the inequality is less than or equal to. So it does have a solid line, so this will be solid, and it will be below the graph line. My m is the coefficient of x, or the number in front, so my m in this case is a -3, which could be -3 over 1. My b value is found to the right of x, which is -5. So my b value is -5. On the y-axis, I'll find -5 below the x-axis, and then I will go down 1, 2, 3, right 1. I would like to go down 3, right 1, but I'm off the graph. Now in reverse would be up 1, 2, 3, left 1, 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 up 1, 2, 3, and then left 1. Again, it is solid, so I'm going to switch to my line feature. And through those points, I will draw a solid line. And then according to this, we should, because it's a less than, we will shade below. So going back to the color, everything below the line. Switching over to blue for the bottom inequality, y is greater than. So if it is greater than, it is going to be dashed, and it will be above. Again, if you don't see a solid line, it's not a solid line. My m value is going to be 1. That's the number in front of x. So m is going to be equal to 1. Make it a fraction by putting it over 1. My b value is to the right of x. That's going to be equal to 3. So I'll start at 3 on the y-axis, and then I'll go up 1, right 1, as many times as possible. In reverse now, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. Again, and we'll do that as many times as possible. It is dashed, so I'm simply just going to add a couple of dashed points here, just make sure it's not solid. Solid would mean that it actually includes values on the line, and that in this case is not true. So because it's dashed and we have to shade above the line would be right here. And then we'll grab the highlighter, and the highlighter will indicate the solution to both of them, and that's where we kind of have this double shaded region right here. And just like the last one, we had a combination of a solid and a dashed line. So again, I'll say this a third time, the solution is not necessarily where they cross unless they're both solid lines, which means then the safest point is to pick where it's a double shaded region. So I literally could pick this point way over here because it's obviously in the red and the blue, even though it's kind of messy. But anyways, that ordered pair would be left 9 and then up 9. So this would be -9, comma +9, and that would be a solution to it. All right, so our last one, I'm saving the best for last. We have red for this inequality. We have a greater than or equal to, so that is solid and above. The m in this case is the value in front. That's our negative 1/2. And our b value is positive 2. So positive 2, and I'm going to go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, as many times as the graph will accommodate. In reverse would be up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. We'll switch to our line feature. And it is a solid line because it does have a solid line underneath the inequality right there. And now we just need to shade above. So switching back to red, above would be this area right here. Switching over to blue, we have y is less than or equal to, and less than or equal to, it is a solid line. It does have the solid underneath. And in this case, it is going to be below the line because it's less than. My m, which is the value in front of x, that can be 1. So my m can be 1 over 1. Again, you can make any integer a fraction by putting it under 1. And then the b value is to the right of x. In this case, it's going to be 5. So I'm going to start at 5, and then I'll go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. In reverse, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, as many times as we can. But the great thing about this last one, and this is why I kind of said we'll save the best for last, is that in this case we have a solid line for both of our inequalities, so we actually could choose the intersection. A solid line means that you could choose that value right there. But let's finish the shading. It was solid and it was below, so below this line will be kind of this big mess. So again, we can pick the point where they cross because they are both solid lines. I'm going to stick with the general strategy that I have given you in the past, though, is just choose a point that's away from the lines, that is clearly where there's a red and blue, or in this case where there's this mess of colors. I am going to stick with my general strategy. The safest point, I think, over here is that's definitely the double shaded region. So that'd be right 10 and up 10. And we have 10, comma 10. This is my x, this is my y, and there you have it. So just take it step by step, and you should do just fine on this.